When we reach 60, our health requires special attention, and problems with erection may not only concern intimacy but also serve as a warning sign about the heart and blood vessels. What many men do not realize is that 3 common foods in your daily diet might be silently destroying your ability to maintain strong erections and overall masculine vitality. I am Dr. Eva Hart, a certified urologist with 14 years of experience helping men over 60 reclaim their intimate health naturally. In my practice, I have seen thousands of men struggle with erectile dysfunction, believing it is simply an inevitable part of aging. The truth is far more hopeful than most men realize. Today I want to talk directly to you about something that affects over 50% of men your age, yet rarely gets discussed openly in a way that offers real solutions. Erectile dysfunction after 60 is not inevitable. Yes, our bodies change, but much of what we accept as normal aging is actually the result of poor circulation, hormone disruption, and chronic inflammation, all of which can be dramatically improved through the foods we choose to eat or avoid. Your diet plays a crucial role in your ability to achieve and maintain erections because blood flow is everything. When your arteries become clogged or your blood vessels lose their flexibility, the small vessels that supply your penis are often the first to be affected. This is why erectile problems can actually be an early warning sign of heart disease, something that could save your life if you pay attention. The foods I am about to reveal are consumed by millions of men daily, often without any awareness of their devastating impact on intimate function. These are not exotic or unusual foods, they are sitting in your kitchen right now, hiding in your refrigerator and pantry, slowly undermining your masculine vitality with every bite. In this video, I will reveal 3 foods that are sabotaging your erections and your overall health. More importantly, I will show you exactly what to eat instead to restore your natural function and give you back the confidence you thought was gone forever. This is not about accepting decline, this is about taking control of your health and your intimate life. Changes I am going to share with you have helped countless men in my practice restore function they had lost for years. Some have experienced improvements within weeks, others within a few months, but the common thread is hope and real, measurable results. Stay with me because what I share today could transform not just your bedroom performance, but your entire quality of life, your energy levels, and your overall health as you age. If you are watching this and wondering whether your diet might be affecting your intimate health, you are about to discover connections you never knew existed. Let me start with the most dangerous culprit, one that millions of men consume daily, often while taking medications that make it even more harmful to your intimate function. Here is something most men over 60 do not realize about alcohol and erectile function, and it is information that could change everything about how you approach your evening drinks. As we age, our bodies process alcohol differently than they did in our younger years. What used to be a harmless glass of wine with dinner can now be actively working against your intimate health in ways that compound over time and create lasting damage. Let me explain exactly what happens inside your body when you consume alcohol regularly after 60. First, alcohol directly suppresses your body's production of testosterone. Your testosterone levels are already naturally declining by about 1 to 2% per year after age 40. Adding regular alcohol consumption accelerates this decline significantly, sometimes doubling the rate of hormone loss. But testosterone suppression is just the beginning of alcohol's assault on your masculine function. Alcohol also interferes with your liver's ability to clear excess estrogen from your bloodstream. As men age, we naturally produce more estrogen relative to testosterone. When alcohol impairs your liver function, this estrogen builds up, creating an even more dramatic hormonal imbalance that directly impacts your ability to achieve and maintain erections. The real danger comes when you combine alcohol with medications, something most men over 60 are doing daily. If you are taking blood pressure medications like ACE inhibitors or beta blockers, heart medications, or diabetes medications, alcohol can interfere with their effectiveness and create dangerous interactions that further damage your cardiovascular system. Your erection depends entirely on healthy blood flow and proper nerve function. Alcohol damages the lining of your blood vessels through a process called oxidative stress, reduces their ability to dilate when you need increased circulation, and interferes with the delicate nerve signals that trigger the cascade of events leading to an erection. The liver damage from regular alcohol consumption is particularly devastating for men over 60. Your liver is not just responsible for processing alcohol, it is also crucial for metabolizing hormones, producing proteins necessary for blood clotting and circulation, and clearing toxins from your blood that can interfere with sexual function. When your liver is constantly working to process alcohol, it cannot effectively maintain the hormone balance you need for healthy sexual function. This creates a vicious cycle where declining liver function leads to poor hormone metabolism, which leads to reduced sexual function, which often leads to increased alcohol consumption as men try to cope with the emotional impact of their declining vitality. I have worked with men who reduced their alcohol intake from daily drinking to just weekends and saw dramatic improvements in their morning erections within a month. One 65-year-old patient told me he had not experienced morning vitality in over 5 years. After limiting his alcohol to just Saturday evenings, it returned after just 3 weeks. His energy improved, his sleep became more restful, and his confidence returned along with his function. Another patient had been drinking 2 glasses of wine every evening for 15 years. He thought this was moderate and healthy based on what he had read about red wine and heart health. However, his erectile function had gradually declined to the point where intimate relations with his wife had become impossible. Within 6 weeks of reducing his intake to wine only on special occasions, he experienced improvements he described as life-changing. The good news is that your body has a remarkable ability to recover from alcohol damage if you give it the chance. Even if you have been drinking regularly for years, reducing your intake can lead to measurable improvements in circulation, hormone production, and intimate function within weeks. The liver begins to repair itself within days of reduced alcohol consumption. Your testosterone production can increase within 2 to 3 weeks. Your blood vessel function starts to improve as inflammation decreases and your cardiovascular system begins to heal. Consider this practical approach. If you currently drink daily, try limiting alcohol to just weekends. If you drink multiple drinks per day, reduce to 1 drink per day, then to every other day. Your blood vessels, your hormones, your liver, and your intimate life will thank you for giving them the chance to recover and function properly. But alcohol is just one piece of the puzzle, and it might not even be the most dangerous. The second food category I need to warn you about is even more insidious because it is hiding in foods you probably consider healthy, and it is directly causing the arterial blockages that lead to both heart attacks and erectile dysfunction. Most men over 60 understand that fast food is not healthy, but what many do not realize is how directly these foods destroy your ability to achieve erections. Connection is so clear and so immediate that understanding it will fundamentally change how you think about your food choices forever. When you eat fast food, processed meats, fried foods, or anything containing trans fats, you are consuming substances that stick to the walls of your arteries like thick glue. Over time, this creates plaque buildup that narrows your blood vessels and reduces blood flow throughout your body. Here is the crucial part that most men do not understand. The exact same process that causes heart attacks and strokes is also the primary cause of erectile dysfunction in men over 60. Let me explain this connection in simple terms that will make everything clear. Your body has thousands of miles of blood vessels, ranging from large arteries near your heart to tiny capillaries throughout your tissues. When you consume trans fats and processed foods, these substances travel through your bloodstream and begin to accumulate on the walls of your arteries, creating inflammation and narrowing the passages where blood needs to flow. Think about it this way: if your arteries to your heart get blocked, you have a heart attack. If your arteries to your brain get blocked, you have a stroke. If your arteries to your penis get blocked, you cannot achieve an erection. It is literally the same disease process affecting different parts of your body. The medical term is atherosclerosis, and it is the leading killer of men over 60 and one of the leading causes of erectile dysfunction. Here is what makes this particularly relevant for your intimate health. The arteries that supply blood to your penis are some of the smallest in your body, much smaller than the coronary arteries going to your heart or the carotid arteries going to your brain. This means they get blocked first. This is why erectile dysfunction often appears 2 to 5 years before heart problems become obvious. Your penis is actually giving you an early warning about your cardiovascular health that could save your life if you pay attention. Trans fats, which are found in many processed foods, margarine, commercial baked goods, and most fast food, are particularly devastating to your vascular system. These artificial fats not only clog your arteries but also trigger chronic inflammation throughout your cardiovascular system. They interfere with your body's ability to produce nitric oxide, the crucial chemical signal that allows your blood vessels to relax and dilate, filling with blood during an erection. Without adequate nitric oxide production, even if your arteries are not completely blocked, your blood vessels cannot respond properly to the signals that should trigger an erection. This is why some men can have decent blood flow but still struggle with erectile function. The signaling mechanism itself has been damaged by years of consuming inflammatory foods. I have seen men completely transform their intimate function simply by eliminating fast food and switching to healthy fats. Instead of trans fats and processed oils, I recommend focusing on olive oil, nuts, avocados, and fatty fish like salmon and mackerel. These foods actually improve blood vessel function and support healthy circulation by providing the nutrients your arteries need to stay flexible and responsive. One patient of mine, a 68-year-old retired teacher, had struggled with erectile dysfunction for 3 years. His cardiologist had told him his heart was fine, but his intimate function continued to decline. After we reviewed his diet, I discovered he was eating fast food for lunch almost daily and using margarine on his breakfast toast every morning. After removing processed foods and adding omega-3 rich fish to his diet 3 times per week, he reported significant improvements in just 6 weeks. His blood pressure also improved, his energy increased, and he told me he felt more vital than he had in years. Another gentleman had been consuming processed lunch meats, frozen dinners, and restaurant meals regularly for convenience. 72, he assumed his erectile problems were just part of aging. Through switching to home-cooked meals using olive oil, fresh vegetables, and unprocessed proteins, he experienced improvements within 2 months that he described as getting his life back. The solution is simpler than you might think, but it requires commitment. Choose whole, unprocessed foods whenever possible. Cook with olive oil or coconut oil instead of processed vegetable oils. Choose fresh fish, chicken, or grass-fed beef over processed meats. Read labels and avoid anything containing partially hydrogenated oils or trans fats. Your arteries will begin to heal, your circulation will improve, and your intimate function can be restored naturally. But there is one more food category that is probably in your kitchen right now, something you might even consume multiple times per day, that is directly contributing to the epidemic of erectile dysfunction among men over 60. This food is destroying your blood vessels from the inside out, damaging your nerves, and disrupting your hormones, and most men have no idea how dangerous it really is. This might be the most important thing I tell you today about protecting your intimate health. Excess sugar consumption is one of the primary drivers of erectile dysfunction in men over 60, and most men are consuming far more than they realize. Connection between sugar and sexual dysfunction is so strong and so well documented that addressing this single issue can often restore function even when other treatments have failed. Here is what happens inside your body when you regularly consume sugar, especially in drinks like soda, fruit juices, or even those seemingly healthy sports drinks and energy drinks. When you consume large amounts of sugar, your blood sugar spikes rapidly, triggering a massive release of insulin and creating a cascade of inflammation throughout your entire body. This inflammation directly damages the delicate lining of your blood vessels, making them less flexible and reducing their ability to carry blood efficiently to all parts of your body, including your penis. But the immediate inflammatory response is just the beginning of sugar's assault on your masculine function. Over time, consistently high blood sugar levels create something called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These are toxic compounds that literally stick to the proteins in your blood vessels, making them stiff and unable to respond properly to the signals that should cause them to dilate during an erection. The real danger for men over 60 is diabetes, and the statistics are alarming. Type 2 diabetes affects over 25% of men over 65, and it is one of the leading causes of erectile dysfunction. Men with diabetes are 3 to 5 times more likely to experience erectile problems than men with normal blood sugar levels. But here is what most men do not know: you do not need to have full-blown diabetes to experience these problems. Even prediabetes, which affects nearly half of men over 60, can significantly impact your sexual function. Diabetes and high blood sugar damage your intimate function in multiple ways. First, they damage the blood vessels throughout your body, reducing circulation to your penis. Second, high blood sugar damages the nerves that control erections, a condition called diabetic neuropathy. Third, diabetes interferes with your body's ability to produce testosterone and other hormones necessary for sexual function. Even if you do not have diabetes yet, consistently high blood sugar levels create insulin resistance. Your body needs to produce more and more insulin to process the sugar you consume, and this excess insulin interferes with testosterone production. Remember, testosterone is crucial not just for sexual desire, but for the actual physical mechanisms that create and maintain erections. The worst culprits are sugary drinks, regular soda, fruit juices, energy drinks, sweet tea, and even those supposedly healthy smoothies loaded with fruit. These drinks cause rapid, dramatic spikes in blood sugar that are particularly damaging to your cardiovascular and nervous systems. A single 20-ounce regular soda contains about 65 grams of sugar, more than twice the maximum daily amount recommended for men, consumed in just a few minutes. I have worked with men who eliminated sugary drinks entirely and saw remarkable improvements in their intimate function within 4 to 6 weeks. Their energy levels stabilized throughout the day, their blood pressure improved, many lost weight without trying, and most reported better morning erections, often the first sign that circulation is improving and hormone balance is being restored. One 63-year-old patient had been drinking 3 regular sodas per day for over 20 years. He also had orange juice with breakfast and sweet tea with lunch. He thought his erectile problems were just part of aging and had accepted that his intimate life was over. His blood sugar was in the pre-diabetic range, but his doctor had not connected this to his sexual dysfunction. Through eliminating all sugary drinks and reducing his overall sugar intake, he experienced improvements within 6 weeks that he described as life-changing. His morning erections returned, his energy improved, and his relationship with his wife was renewed. Another gentleman I treated had been consuming what he thought was a healthy breakfast every morning: orange juice, whole grain cereal with skim milk, and toast with jam. This seemingly innocent meal contained over 60 grams of sugar and was spiking his blood sugar every single day. Through switching to eggs, vegetables, and coffee without sugar, his intimate function improved dramatically within 2 months. The solution requires vigilance but is absolutely achievable. Replace sugary drinks with water, herbal teas, or sparkling water with a splash of lemon. Read labels carefully. Sugar hides in many foods you would not expect, including bread, salad dressings, pasta sauces, and even some medications. Learn to recognize sugar's many names: high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, sucrose, and dozens of others. Your blood vessels have an amazing ability to heal when you stop damaging them with excess sugar. Even if you have been consuming high amounts of sugar for years, making this change now can lead to significant improvements in your circulation, nerve function, and intimate health. The inflammation will decrease, your insulin sensitivity will improve, and your body can begin to restore the delicate balance necessary for healthy sexual function. You have far more control over your intimate health than you might have believed. Every food choice either supports your circulation and hormone production or works against them. Eliminate these 3 categories: alcohol, processed foods with trans fats, and excess sugar, and replace them with whole foods, lean proteins, healthy fats like olive oil and nuts, colorful vegetables, and adequate water. Regular physical activity, even 30-minute daily walks, dramatically improves circulation and boosts testosterone naturally. Monitor your heart health, blood sugar, and hormone levels with regular checkups. Remember, erectile dysfunction can be an early warning of cardiovascular problems. Do not accept dysfunction as inevitable. I have worked with men in their 70s and 80s who experience significant improvements when they address these issues. Your body wants to function properly. Stop working against it and start supporting it. This opened your eyes to new possibilities. Subscribe for more health insights for men over 60. Share in the comments which change you will make first. You deserve to feel vital and confident at any age.